Yeehaw! What's up, sisters? This is your boy, Beef, and welcome back to the channel for the next installment of our weekly series showing off the best new mods for Baldur's Gate 3's in-game mod manager. We've got some really cool mods to look at today, so let's get cracking. But before we get started, I just wanted to thank everyone for watching. If you like these mods, let me know by liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to my channel. But now, without further ado, let's get into this week's best new mods. As usual, we're going to start off with a few new subclasses available for download. So our first new subclass mod adds the order domain for clerics, which is directly from the D&D 5th edition. This mod was created by Incognito Burrito, and the subclass focuses on battlefield control, buffing your allies, and debuffing enemies. So whether you want to encourage your allies to hit a little harder, voice of authority when you cast a spell of first level or higher that targets one or more allies, you may grant your targets an extra attack on their turn that uses their reaction. So this is a really great ability. It lets you do a healing spell or mass healing word and give all of your allies an extra attack, which is really freaking sweet. So this is really great as a battlefield control. You also get access to spells like command and heroism and other things that just kind of help buff you and your party. The subclass features progression up to level 20 and is currently submitted for console approval. So next up, we have another 5th edition subclass, the College of Spirits Bard. This mod made by Ellipsoid314 uses guidance from the spirits to buff your attacks and your healing. One of the best features of this subclass is the spiritual focus, which you get at, I believe, level 6. Specifically, the damage version is something that really interests me. This adds an additional 1d6 damage to your damaging spells. So this means you can now effectively use Vicious Mockery as your primary damage dealing cantrip, and it'll do your typical 1d4 scaling plus the extra 1d6, so it gets just really good damage. You also get access to Tales from Beyond to use your Bardic Inspiration and call on the spirits to tell a tale through you. This is a really cool ability that just kind of casts a debuff or to your enemies or a buff to your allies. You also get Guiding Whispers, which basically just means you have guidance. It works at range, but it also does in the game normally, or kind of. So this is just, it gives you guidance, which is really great to have. This subclass mod features progression up to level 20 and is currently also submitted for approval on console. So depending on what Larian says, console may be coming. Our next two subclasses are for players who want to fight using the power of nature, but don't want to play as a druid. First up, we have the Grove Knight by H-Monk. This is a subclass for the fighter who is able to mitigate damage and infuse your weapons with magic through the blessings of the Oak Father, Sylvanas. The class incentivizes you to not wear heavy armor by giving you different buffs and damage bonuses and movement bonuses for not wearing heavy armor. So it incentivizes you to wear medium or less, which is really great because druids don't typically wear anything metallic. So why should a fighter that is a Grove Knight is effectively the druid version of a fighter. You can see here you get Nature Strike, channel the power of nature into your attack, adding your wisdom modifier to the damage. Awesome ability to have, because if you go and put some points into wisdom as a spellcasting modifier, then you can just do some really high damage there. You also get Grove's Blessing. Imbue your weapons with the Grove's Blessing. It becomes magical and uses your spellcasting ability for attack rolls. So actually with this class, you don't even need to put points into strength. You can be a spellcaster who uses your spellcasting modifier, which is really cool, actually. You also get Druid dialogue options. You can choose to get it or not, for roleplay purposes in the game. And you get access to Druid cantrips and spells. So you can get guidance, which is really nice to have, or Thorn Whip to help bring enemies towards you so you can then hit them. You can do spell, and you get access to the spell list, which is really nice. You can get all these preparation spells, or ritual spells, sorry. This subclass features progression up to level 12, and it doesn't seem likely for console approval given a comment by the creator on the mod.io page. They said they didn't have a console to test with, so they said they just didn't seem likely to do it. So our next nature-themed subclass is the Green World Sorcerer by Wild Song XXL. This mod lets you play as a sorcerer with all the tools and spell slots that they have at their disposal, while gaining access to a list of druid spells to incorporate and manipulate with their meta magic. This class is built to progress up to level 12 and doesn't specify whether it's been submitted for console approval or not. There's nothing in the comments or anything that lets you know. But you can see here you get access to a bunch of Druid cantrips, and the same with spells. So it's really cool to be able to be a sorcerer who is able to cast these spells with meta magic. So one thing that Druids can do that the past 2 subclass mods simply can't is wild shape forms. These next 2 mods implement abilities that let us take on the form of a number of incredibly powerful beings. First up, we have the Slightly Deadlier Pack 2 by Citizen Hentai. Interesting name. This mod adds new functionality to several items found throughout the game. The Staff of Crones, for instance, from Anti-Ethel, will give us a new ability to take on any bonus. You can see here, Auntie's Hair Boon. Choose a boon from Anti-Ethel Hair. We can just use that at will. We're also going to gain access to the Circle of Bones, which will give us a Lich form, which is really cool. We can spawn in a ton of... you basically become a Death Shepherd, and you hit all the abilities that come with it. Here you can see Death Shepherd. When you wear the Helldusk armor from Raphael, it allows you to ascend into a Fiend form, which is really cool, and you get all the abilities that come with that. The Spectator Eyes allow you to turn into either a Spectator form if you're not an Illithid, or a Mind Witness form if your character is half Illithid. So if you've taken the Mind Touch Tadpole in Act 3. Our next shapeshifting mod is called the Ring of Awesome Shapeshifting by Socks Rocks. Instead of modifying several items, this ring mod adds 1 ring to the game, which lets us transform into a ton of new creatures. We get the Hag, Dragon, Ogre, Redcap, Kobold, Giant Eagle, Mummy, Displacer Beast, and Rider, adding more races in the future, so this one will get more, which is really cool. Heads up, you can only find this in one place. It can be found on one of the fishermen near the chapel entrance in the Nautiloid Crash area, so it happens, you can only get it like basically as soon as you leave the tutorial area when you wash up on the beach. Our next mod is called Thrown Weapons Expanded by mod.io user 2118871. This mod adds a selection of new throwing weapons into the game that let you do more than just the returning pike or Nerulna, which this is one that I've really been looking forward to because I love throwing weapons, but I really get kind of tired of you just always using Nerulna and returning pike. So you can see here we get the Arcane Force Dagger when launched at a target, deal an additional 1 to 4 force damage. There's the Hammer of Light, which is a throwing one that does Radiating Orb. And you also gain, there's 2 new feats that get added to the game. A Bound Weapon one, which allows you to turn any character into a throwing weapon character that can bound items. And the other one, one of the weapons is the Divine Salami. That sounds like a lot of fun. It does an extra 1d4 radiant damage. It increases your armor class by 1. That's hilarious. Oh, that's a shield. That's really funny. And then there's a new fighting style called the Thrown Weapon, which gives you a +2 to thrown weapons. Next on the list, we have some cosmetic mods to look at. Our first cosmetic mod is called Lydias Heads D&D Expanded by Buko Moon, and this mod adds compatibility for several of the most popular facial mods into the D&D Expanded mod that adds several new races from the Forgotten Realms. So now you can play as a half-giant or a Varial. You can add Seraphina's face or Maya's face, or any of the other ones that are proper. The Dark Seldarin just adds a bunch of the common Lydia's Heads ones that are very popular and adds them to a bunch of other races like the half-giant, Serene, the Cambion. Dia gets a Varial, half-giant, and Serene. I don't know how these are pronounced, sorry about that. But you can see it just adds a bunch more customization to these other characters, so you can add compatibility with your mods. Really great. We also have Nemera's Curseborn Heads by Miss Nemera, which adds a couple new face options for male drow characters. These are unique because they also feature a prominent forehead vein and a cool kind of neck tattoo of a spider. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, you can see the vein here and the spider tattoo. So they just have like a lot of really cool flavor to them, I guess you could say. And our last cosmetic mod is called More Beards 2 by Elianoros. This mod adds 13 new beard options to the character creator to help all you beard fans, myself included, diversify your furry faces. Dwarves rejoice. Some big old dwarfy beards. Oh, this is actually, yeah, this is really cool. You can make your dream dwarf. There's, all these sideburns and more. What do we got? And more. Wow, look at that. Got the American The Gandalf. This is really cool. So the last mod that we have to look at is called Cat Enthusiast by Judge B. You might be wondering, what on earth does a Cat Enthusiast mod do for Baldur's Gate 3? Well, the Cat Enthusiast mod is going to get us the Cat Enthusiast shoes. So the Cat Enthusiast shoes is going to give us Meowish Rebuke. Deliver cat-shaped justice to your attacker when hit. It's also going to give you a +2 to your armor class. Awesome. And it's oh, you could hear that little meow? You maybe didn't hear it because I had the volume down. But when I put it on, I just got just meowed. But you also get access to Fur Missile, Disarming Cuteness, Medicinal Feline, and Meow as a class action. So Fur Missile is going to allow us to throw a cat and attempt to displace your target a short distance. Okay. Disarming Cuteness, throw a cat and attempt to disarm your target with cuteness, but also physically disarm with cat-shaped violence. And Medicinal Feline is throw a cat and heal your target via emotional support floof. Nice. And Meow, attract the attention of nearby creatures to draw them closer to you. Sure, that sounds fun. No. That's too much. I love that. Let's get in combat with somebody. Let's just attack. So now we're gonna try using the Fur Missile on uses a bonus action. Oh, and the Disarming Cuteness uses an action. So let's start with the Disarming Cuteness. 70% chance on Daemalin. We threw a cat at her. Level 1 beast. It didn't displace her, but that's okay, because now we're going to try to... Or it didn't disarm... Did it disarm her? Oh, it did disarm her! She dropped her Greatsword +1. And Fur Missile. We're going to displace her. Now we have another cat out. This is called cat combat. I love cat combat. Go, kitty, go! Get Daemalin with that critical hit. That kitty means business. Go, kitty, go! So that pretty much does it for our best new mods of the week. Did any of these mods catch your eye? I hope the cat one did. That one's a lot of fun, obviously. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments below. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. I've been making these videos every Thursdays to cover what I think are some of the best quality and most fun mods to play. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.